I'm Cole, doing my persuasive speech. My topic is classic cars and trucks are better and have better quality than newer cars and trucks. In 1962, the most expensive car was the Ferrari 250 GTO, and it was $18,000. And compared to today in 2020, the most expensive car is the Bugatti La Viator Noir at $18.68 million. That just goes to show you how older cars were cheaper when they first came out. But like if you go to the Detroit auto show or any type of auto auction or car show now, you can see cars going for 60, 70, sometimes even $80,000. I've even seen cars go for north of $500,000 at an auction like that. If you ask like 100 people what their favorite car is, most likely you get 100 different answers, and there is a slight chance you might get a couple of the same answers, but you're gonna see that people are gonna have different answers just because of their preference. And with like the newer generation, they've been around cars that are on the road now and that have been made in the 2000s and 2010s all their life, which is a big factor of why they chose a newer car. But then you have the older generation, or people like me who have been around cars all their life or worked on them all their life, who are going to choose older classic models. Like for me, my favorite car is the 1969 Chevy Camaro SS. I love how it looks, how it sounds, and then with the engine in it, most of the time it's got a 350 big block, or sometimes if you get lucky, you can get the one with the 385 in it, which is super rare, which would be awesome to have. And then I love trucks as well. Like for me, my favorite truck is the 1955 Ford F100, which is very rare to hear because they don't make them anymore. I don't remember the exact year they stopped making them, but they do not make the F100 series anymore. They make the F150, 250, and 350s. Cars are one of the leading modes of transportation, which is why they're seen virtually everywhere, which makes them even more sought after for people to travel with. I think that classic cars, to me and to a lot of other people, look better, have a better quality behind them, just because of the way they were made, and how even after 50, 60, 70 years, they still look brand new. Some of them do. Classic cars and trucks, if are maintained, also like newer cars and trucks, if they are maintained, they can run for many years. But the only problem with the newer trucks, like the Dodge Rams and the Ford F Series, they have a lot of problems with their transmission. It seems like they end up having to be replaced every like 5,000 miles, which isn't great. But then you have cars like my grandpa has 3 Mustangs right now that run almost in great condition. There's one of them that needs a new transmission just because it's, 40 years old now, I think. I found an article from LelandWest.com called "The Garage Classic Car Talk," and it says that with the older versions of cars like the Mini Coopers, Volkswagen Golf, Volkswagen Beetle, and the Porsche 911 were made smaller, which gave them a better quality and driving ability and stuff like that. Everyone has their favorite car. Some people have their favorite car because of looks. Others have their favorite car because of the attributes and the abilities that the cars have, which makes it interesting talking to people about what their favorite car is and why they like that car. Classic cars were made to be versatile, and were a lot more versatile than cars of today. Like, for example, the 1970s Dodge Charger. It was made to be able to go just about anywhere. It was a great car to drive on the road, amazing off-road capabilities, or drag capabilities. It could also go off-roading. Like in your movies now, you either see classic cars that are souped up to made off-roading cars, or you just see a classic car go off-roading. You don't see that with many classic cars. They have to be built a certain way to be able to go off-roading. But with trucks, it's a lot different with looking at why you get a truck. A lot of people get trucks now for hauling capabilities, But classic trucks were made to be able to haul a lot of things, especially for them being made for farm use, and farmers being having to haul their cattle, horses, and stuff like that around, which made it easier for them because they could take a lot of damage. But then you have the newer trucks. You have to find out what specifications you need for your truck, what they can and can't do, what their hauling capacity is, tow capacity, and stuff like that, which makes it just a hassle sometimes looking for a truck. Even though now you have your electric cars that are made that are better for the environment, classic cars, like I said earlier, were made smaller. Like that LelandWest.com with the Garage Classic Car Talk, I found with the Porsche 911, it was made smaller. It was a fraction of an inch smaller, but it made a big difference, especially with the gas mileage that it had and the driving capabilities, the quality of it, and also with the gas mileage and emissions. Even though cars of today, they have their extra features that you can put in them that are made to have their better emissions and better gas mileage, classic cars didn't have that, and still some of them had better gas mileage and emission rates that were better than cars and trucks of today. Classic cars and trucks have their problems, as all cars do. But like I said earlier, if you maintain it and you keep it in the condition that you get it in, or even make it better than the condition you get it in, as long as you take care of it, it's going to be a great car for just, it seems like, ever sometimes. And I think that the newer cars and trucks don't look as good and don't have as good of capabilities as classic cars and trucks. Thanks for listening.